Right. 30 November 2025, and today is the very last day of the month. So we've gone 30 days without stopping. So this is amazing. And we've been streaming for over 3 years now, non-stop. So today I want to move very fast. It's a Sunday, and we've got a lot to cover. So we've got so many newspapers to cover. And today we're going to have one of the biggest burials in Zimbabwe. As I've said, there is a burial of Mutumwa Pomwaja, which is taking place today. And you can see already that the body has arrived at his rural home. There's going to be a big burial today. So watch out for that. And I don't know if the national broadcaster of Zimbabwe is going to be broadcasting the burial of Mutumwa Pomwaja, who passed away last week. So let's quickly go through the news. And today we are waking up to reports in the South African media, particularly in the Sunday World newspaper, that a Zimbabwean spy, Washington Sibanda, has been arrested and was arrested, on the 21st of November. And he was arrested inside of the G20 venue. And Washington holds various and multiple identities which he uses to operate in South Africa. However, when he was arrested, he was masquerading as a South African. So because of the heightened security at the G20, they were able to identify his real identity as Washington Sibanda, a Zimbabwean with an expired work permit, but he was holding at that particular moment a South African identity. He was arrested and is currently being held at Boisens. According to the article, Sibanda is known and is connected to the poisoning of President Jacob Zuma. So he was wanted for that poisoning, or was connected to the poisoning of President Jacob Zuma. At that time, the South African intelligence escaped him into Namibia. So people in the South African intelligence escaped Sibanda into Namibia at that time. So he has been moving around between Zimbabwe, South Africa, and all these countries using various false identities. And as I said, he's known for poisoning and also for information peddling. He is known to be someone who is connected to a senior army general in South Africa, a retired army general, and is known to be on the payroll of crime intelligence in South Africa. So you can go and look at this story. It is inside of the Sunday World newspaper of today. So what is not clear is what he wanted to do inside the venue of the G20. We know that Chiwenga was around inside Zimbabwe, inside the G20 summit. And by the 21st, when he was arrested at 7:45, I believe that Chiwenga had already arrived in South Africa. I do not know if this was connected to Zimbabwean politics or connected to the politics of South Africa. But as I said, he has been arrested and is currently being held by intelligence organizations in South Africa. So I think I've covered everything that I needed to cover about this. If I remember something else, I'll bring it back to you. But as I said, Washington Sibanda is known for and is connected to the poisoning of President Jacob Zuma. So I do not know how it is connected to his presence at the G20. However, there's concern that the security systems failed because he was able to penetrate and go inside of the G20, although he did not have correct permits. Something should have triggered already when he started to go in, but he was able to go right inside and was only caught right at the end. And this has brought about concern about this security, general security around the G20 and in South Africa. So as I said, you can go and look at that story, very interesting, inside of the Sunday World newspaper. Now let's quickly go through other stories. We're going to start with a big story that is also breaking this morning. 4 people have been arrested at the airport yesterday. So this is in connection to the current things that are happening in South Africa right now. Particularly, there is mercenaries moving around between South Africa and Russia. So yesterday, a senior journalist from one of the biggest radio stations was arrested after she was implicated in collecting money from Russia and paying people to come into South Africa, to go from South Africa to Russia, where they then fight on the side of Russia. So after a tip-off, 3 men were pulled off an aeroplane yesterday, and one of the senior SAfm broadcasters is going to appear in court. So 5 people are going to appear in court, including someone who is connected to the intelligence of South Africa, who was also traveling up and down into Russia. So these guys are going to Russia and they're fighting. It is not clear how connected it is to the current to intelligence in South Africa, but a senior member of the intelligence in South Africa has been arrested after returning from Russia, and it is connected to all these people. 3 people removed from a plane after being paid to go and fight in Russia. So they were already on their way to fight in Russia. So lots of mercenaries taking place or going to Russia to fight on behalf of the Russians, but connected and employed in South Africa. So that is a big story developing, people making quick money through that Russian and Ukraine fight. Then Mnangagwa has handed over a car. So last night, this is one of the last things I saw. Mnangagwa handing over a car to Walter Msona, the captain of Scotland FC. He led the team to their first victory in their first season inside of the PSL of Zimbabwe. So you can go and check that out. It's trending everywhere. And then Tungwarara is going to be sent or forwarded or co-opted into the ZANU-PF Central Committee. So this announcement has been made today. You'll be able to see it on all ZANU-PF platforms, particularly ZANU-PF Patriots. They say that Tungwarara is going to be co-opted into the ZANU-PF Central Committee. So there's a total change of the composition of the ZANU-PF Central Committee. They are moving more and more towards people closer to Mnangagwa and away from the military structures. So ZANU-PF is moving away from the military structures, getting ready for the future, where they'll be having people who don't have military credentials at the top. So Chiwenga is going to be surrounded, definitely, by a lot of people. Then Mnangagwa has dispatched a team to go around the country. This team has been meeting war veterans, and so far they have met 7 provinces of the war veterans. So 7 provinces of the war veterans have already met with the war veterans, with the leadership. This is Kefas Ngube here and Cornelius Muwane. So these guys have been going around meeting war veterans. What they are finding is shocking. War veterans are living in destitution, and this group that is going around with Kefas Ngube is arriving with nothing. So they've got nothing to give the war veterans, and it's not clear what is the plan. But what they're finding is that war veterans are destitute, they are sick, their children can't go to school, and I don't know what is the outcome, whether Mnangagwa is going to give more money, because the money that they've given to war veterans, which is about 50,000 per province, is certainly not enough. It's not enough anything. Then, if you go to Gambakwe, we featured the flight from Mutare to Harare. So you know that there is a flight which is currently happening every 2 or 3 days. That was during Hlanganani. They started the flight. So if you want to fly from Mutare to Harare, it is now a 27 minutes flight. So you can go and check out the video that we've put out here. Very interesting to see. Zimbabwe is got very few flights inland or inside. And you can see the experience that this young lady, Tanya, had when she flew from Mutare to Harare. Very interesting. The train has failed. So the train has failed because there's not enough people in the train, and it has broken down when a tourist was inside last week. We also featured it on Gambakwe. So I think the flight is going to do much better than the train. Then we obviously have the reports of Geopomona importing 57 trucks. So go and check that out. It's also trending. And then Chidosa Nyatwe yesterday addressing regarding the gambling that is taking place in Zimbabwe, massive gambling taking place. And currently, there are 500 licensed gambling houses in Zimbabwe. 500 gambling houses. That is how many licenses have been issued by the Zimbabwe government for gambling. That is crazy. Imagine if that was factories, 500 factories. That would be crazy. Right. And then quickly looking at other newspapers, we've got Tshitshi Gigi Bophela, who was arrested for fraud. She's been defrauding people, claiming that she's got a mine in South Africa. So she has stolen more than 3 million rands. So if someone comes to you and they say, I've got a mine and I've got all the paperwork, she's standing there where the actual mine is taking place and blasting. Don't believe it. In South Africa, just take your money and buy shares. You'll be fine. And then let's see what else. One of the biggest companies here, Alpha Group, has been named the best place to work 2025. So this is a Sunday Times competition. This is a big deal. Companies like Ernst & Young, MTN, and also like you're seeing now, Alpha have been named in the past. And this is a big deal. Best company to work means people are scrambling to work there. And this is what we have seen today. Alpha Group being named the best place to work in South Africa. So let me quickly scan my list and see if I've forgotten anything else. A manhunt is underway in Johannesburg after 2 policemen were killed yesterday. These were shot dead while on duty. So being a policeman is very dangerous in South Africa. The criminals, they ambushed police and 2 have been killed. So sad to see that. Now let's go to the newspapers. Let's see if the Zimbabwe newspapers have published. We're going to start with the Sunday Mail, and then we'll go to other things. So Sunday Mail Zimbabwe is not published. Let's see Sunday News Zimbabwe. So Sunday News Zimbabwe, if they're published, Sunday News Zimbabwe is not published. What can we see? Let me quickly look at their websites. So Sunday Mail.co.zw. Let's see if they publish anything there. Okay. I'm going to now share with you the website of the Sunday Mail. Unfortunately, if I miss this newspaper now, I've got over 200 newspapers to look at every day. There's nothing I can do if they are slow to publish. I don't know what they do at this time by 5. They still don't have a newspaper. It's crazy. So national hero Mnangagwa today, USA begins Zdara rollback. So this is the United States has formally initiated legislative processes leading to the repeal of the ZARA, and the proposed repeal has now been officially tabled before the House of Representatives. The bill seeks to dismantle ZARA, and I think these processes have been happening over the past few months and can potentially be significant if they materialize. So you can go and check out the Sunday Mail website. That is where I can find anything right now. And then let's go to the Sunday News website and see if there's anything over there. The website is looking much better now. Over the past few months, the website was a mess. Right. Umguza school head dies in accident coming from NAF conference. This is so sad. So let's see if we can find the picture. So Matabele North Teaching Fraternity has been plunged into mourning after a primary school headmaster from Umguza died in a road accident, while 17 other heads of state survived with various degrees of injury. So They were coming from Kariba, where they attended the National Association of Primary School Heads. And then let's see what else happened here. What is the name of the guy? So Mr. Jabalan Povu said it is believed that the driver hit a roadside stump. And I do not know what is the name of the headmaster here. It's not written. So I do not know why someone would say someone died and not name them. So that is what has happened here. Maybe it's me, but I don't see it. And so let's go to our people. And our people are on Facebook. So I'll come back later. I promise you, I'll come back later to give you the newspaper here regarding other news. So let's go into our people. And we're going to start with Minnie. Minnie is a national treasure. We like it. So let's see what she said. Let's rally behind Lisa, our Miss Cosmo, Zimbabwe. I find Lisa to be so pretty. She's probably the most beautiful Miss something that we've got. She is stunning. So go check it out on Minnie's page. And I think she's a natural beauty. And then let's go to Madam Boss. Where is Madam Boss? Is she back from Australia? She's one of the most followed people in the region. Kurise Kwamuri, Dichango Shika, HICC. So it means she's back. Or I don't know. There she is wearing pink. She's looking good. Madam Boss, amazing. And always a pleasure to follow her. And then let's go to President Duma Boko. President Duma Boko is doing so well. People love him all over. Official launch of nano fertilizers. So nano fertilizers was launched. It uses drones. Look at how smart he's looking. So he is looking amazing. President Duma Boko, go check it out on his Facebook page. And then let's go to President Hakainde Hichilema over here. President Hakainde Hichilema. This morning we joined in worship. Thousands of our young people who gathered for an interdenominational worship service organized by the SDA. So he's a member of the SDA. The SDA, the most powerful church in this region. So politically, there is no other church as powerful as the SDA in this region. They've got people in all the countries. You are going to see an SDA person who is in charge. So that is SDA church there. President Hakainde Hichilema doing great. And then let's look at Honorable Chidosa Nyatwe, the woman with the best hair. I was shocked to see her yesterday with with natural hair. That was shocking. And then let's go to Sadak. On Sadak, what do we have here? We've got 8 November. That is the last thing they have posted here. What's happening to Sadak? Okay, let's open the actual Sadak page. It says, Promesa IAC Sadak Tripartite Partner and Member States Review. That is what has happened here. Check it out over here. That is Sadak. The one thing you must notice about Sadak, they're struggling a lot at the head office. They've got old offices, old furniture. These guys need to be funded more. So if you are a funder, give Sadak money. You can see it clearly. That Sadak does not have money, especially after last year when they had Mnangagwa as the chairperson. Many of the funders ran away at that time, but they're back. And then let's look at X. We go to our people. So X.com. We're going to go and look at Chamisa. So let's look at Chamisa, but first let's look at what Owen Muda was doing. Owen Muda bought beer for a lot of teachers or civil servants, in fact, in Gokwe. So if you're a civil servant, you look at that beer. He was buying and pouring it and dancing. So that is Owen Muda. I don't get Owen Muda. I don't get it. That guy is crazy. And then let's go to Nelson Chamisa. Nelson Chamisa has not posted since the 26th. And then let's go to First Lady of Zimbabwe, Auxilia Mnangagwa, always busy. So last night I had the pleasure of hosting our African-themed cultural gastronomy dinner to appreciate my Age of Hope Foundation partners. So check it out. She's doing very well. And she talked a lot. You can go to ZBC and see what she spoke about. I like this food. So let me tell you guys a secret. I only eat sadza once a week. I don't eat sadza I don't eat sadza. I eat it once a week. And when I eat sadza, I eat that brown sadza. You know, the sadza remunga. That's all I eat. I don't eat sadza white. So she's amazing to do this. And I would easily eat sadza auxilia. And not in and don't saying. Okay, so that is auxilia here showing all her partners, and very soon I'll be at the gastronomy and doing the papo and don't know sadza. So that is auxilia. Who did I forget? President of Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is going to probably talk about the car. Let's see. He hasn't spoken. So Mnangagwa part off day. Who goes to off day instead of working and posting pictures? And then let's look at the last person. Who's the last person? Sanyatwe. Let me see what Sanyatwe said. So I want to show you 263. So let's go to 263 chat. I saw Sanyatwe talking there. So let me go to 263 chat. Tione kuti Mnangagwa. Sorry, my Sanyatwe argued chi ipapo. Sanyatwe is very interesting. I will tell you more about Sanyatwe. There is Sanyatwe speaking. Let's see what he's saying.
Ndinoda kukurudzira kuma warriors edu ari kundotimererera kumutambo uchatevera Morocco ndekuti vaende vakasimudza mureza weZimbabwe, ndekuti isu kuno seministry senyika tinovatsigira zvakanyanyisisa. Okay, so you can go check it out on 263 chat. That is Sanyatwe. Sanyatwe is a very interesting guy. He's going to do a lot. You will see it in 2028. There's going to be a number of people contesting, and some of those people include Chiwenga, Sanyatwe, and you're going to see also Tagwire. You also have some other people who are coming on the side, but I can assure you, Tagwire, if he doesn't change his strategy, he's not going to win. So let me tell you what's wrong with Tagwire's plan. Tagwire does not have a base. So at the moment, he has not created a base. He's going around handing out money and singing. That's all he does. So people want him to come up with an alternative. What is it that he's supposed to offer? He also needs to sit down and communicate. What is it that Tagwire stands for? And that is currently lacking. You know that he's going up against one of the biggest names in politics in Zimbabwe. That is Chiwenga. Chiwenga is not a pushover. Chiwenga does not campaign at all. He just sits there and he still has a large following. So if Tagwire wants to win, he has to move out of that smaller circle and say to the opposition, to people who are not in ZANU-PF, this is what I have to offer. That is where Tagwire does not have an offering. Chiwenga has got a big base and following in the opposition. What is Tagwire going to do? And Tagwire must know that in any ideal strategy, the politician, I can tell you, if you don't know who follows you, you are not going to win an election. You have to know clearly, where am I followed? Age group, location, sex, male, female. Why are they following me? What are the issues? And that is currently lacking. Tagwire thinks people want to be given a car. They want to have a party. That is not it. That's not how we win an election. So it's probably very important. If he wants to beat Chiwenga, it's going to be very important. Except if they take out Chiwenga, which is also in the offing. So you can see with these people who poison people appearing at the G20, where Chiwenga was, you never know what was the plan. So it's going to be very difficult for Chiwenga in another way, because he has to watch his back constantly. And that is very important. Then let's go to the ambassador who passed away. There is an ambassador who died last week. And I did not see it in any of the newspapers. So I only saw that there was an ambassador who died last night when I was watching ZBC News. There's an ambassador called Zuma who passed away. So I don't understand why it's so low key. But I saw Mnangagwa over there, and I saw did I see Opa? I saw well, the Mnangagwas were there.
So this is the ambassador who passed away here, and it's called Vuma. So I'm going to do a bit of digging, and I'll give you guys details later on the website to be able to see. So I'm totally surprised to see this burial, and without any massive or big announcement about it. So let's see if the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced anything. So Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Zimbabwe. So guys, this is shocking to me, to see such a low-key burial of an ambassador. Maybe he's retired, I don't know, but I just saw it and thought it was funny. So Zimbabwe doesn't seem to, okay, there's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade. Let's see if they've posted anything. So we can see their minister talking, minister talking, minister talking, minister talking. Nothing on the actual burial of this ambassador. So that's crazy. I do not know what's going on. But that guy was buried very low key. And the only person I saw there was Mnangagwa and his wife over there. So that's crazy. And go check it out. Probably it's going to be in the newspaper today. But he was buried yesterday in what seemed to be a private burial ceremony. Then going into Africa, one of the most popular presidents, Mahama, he celebrated his birthday. So you can go check it out. It's trending all over. He's loved a lot in this country. He has improved the economy ever since he came into office, and people love it. Then just one more look before I go to see if the Sunday Mail is published. As I said, if they're not published, I'll be back here later on and I'll show you the stories in those newspapers. They are very important, especially for the adverts. We want to see what is being said over there. So, looking at Gambakwe, we're covering a lot. Go to Gambakwe, it's always updated. Not as usual, much less than usual, but we're going to improve that going forward. Let's quickly look at the comments and then go back to our main story. So today we don't have many comments. So for you, beautiful hair is donkey hair and natural hair is not beautiful. I like my women with with the fixed hair. I don't like which case I don't kiss like natural hair, not this kiss. Like I don't want to lie to you. But I would natural hair, I don't like it. I like my women with beautiful hair. Makeda no angu. Okay, I think I've covered that. So now let's go to our sponsor. Guys, this thing is powerful. Buy yourself one. So if you buy one and you're in the UK, you buy one, you get one free. If you're in Zimbabwe, 50%. That special is ending today. So this is the last day of this special. If you don't get this special now, you won't get it again. Get it, go into Christmas, uri ready. Usatongwe nema salad. Usatongwe nema salad. Masalad these days. Akasimba. Adi munu, ano it has been funny. Okay, it has been funny, no fira mahara. Okay, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover this morning. Let's recap. And this is very important. We said the Zimbabwean spy, Washington Sibanda, was arrested on the 21st of November inside of the G20 summit and is currently being held by South African intelligence. He carries multiple identities, and at the time he was arrested, he was carrying a South African identity and he had already penetrated the venue. So due to the heightened security, they were able to identify that he was in fact a Zimbabwean intelligence agent, and he had been allowed to get in, but not clear why he was in there. He's linked to the poisoning of President Jacob Zuma. So he had previously been linked to that poisoning, and South African crime intelligence had escaped him to Namibia at that time. So it's not clear why he was at that venue, but as you are aware, Chiwenga was over there, other dignitaries were over there. Why was he there, and how did he manage to penetrate that venue? He is also said to be linked to an army general, a retired South African army general, and I do not know what is the link between the two. You know that there's currently a plan to remove President Cyril Ramaphosa, and that plan has been linked to two people, two deputy ministers. That is, If you look at the newspapers today, they are reporting that these deputy ministers are Joe Pasha and Monji Ngungubele. Those are the two that have been named. So much happening. It's not clear who is exactly behind what was happening. Why was that spy in that venue? And why is that Zimbabwean guy being seen as such an asset by South African intelligence? Crime intelligence is apparently paying him. And now that he's been arrested, why was he arrested if he's connected to crime intelligence? Which unit got him? So many questions. You can go and check out that story in the Sunday World newspaper of today. I would like to thank all of you for watching. As I said, I'll be back here so that I can show you other stories regarding to what is being reported in the Sunday World and Sunday Mail, as they have not published, and then other stories that are trending. Tomorrow is a very busy day. We've got the court cases of the people who were caught trying to go and fight in Russia. So that is going to be important. The court case is at Kempton Park at 7:45 tomorrow. So much happening, and the month of November is coming to an end. November is traditionally a month of bad luck. You don't do anything in November. So don't have bad luck on the last day of November. Bad things happen in November. Usafira mahara muna November. Right. I would like to thank all of you for watching, and I'll see you guys a little bit later.